And welcome back to the live broadcast. We're so glad to have you with us here at Cisco Live 2019 in Barcelona. I hope you will be tuning in all week long, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This is going to run 24/7. We want you to be as much a part of it as we possibly can. I'm seeing some great stuff over here to my left in the monitor that you guys can't see. My buddy Rob Boyd is out there with a very special guest. I'm going to toss it out to him right now on the World of Solutions show floor. Rob, where are you?
Well, I am still out in the World of Solutions, all the way down at the very end, not in the IoT space anymore. If you guys have been staying tuned in, as I hope you have, we're actually in a collaboration space. We're in a whole bunch of different spaces that honestly I've not had enough time to go through because I want to talk to you guys. But I'm going to learn a little bit more and cheat, and that's what you guys get to do because we're here, is allow me to introduce my guest. I'm Shri. I'm not going to say your last name because I'll probably mess it up, but Shri, you are in charge of well, we're going to talk about huddle spaces, but describe what is your title and responsibility?
Rob, Sri Srinivasan, SVP GM for WebEx Teams Meetings and Devices.
Okay, excellent. So I love the fact that we're, it seems like everywhere in Cisco, we're bringing things closer together. But specifically, this term huddle spaces was not one I'm completely familiar with, but then when you described it to me, I go, okay, I should have thought of this, but why don't you explain, what do you mean by huddle spaces? How is that important?
So as you know, Rob, the modern workplace is transforming at a rapid pace. Open offices are giving room to open layouts, cubicles are coming in, and as Agile takes root in the modern enterprise, you're seeing every space being converted into a team space. So small spaces, even the water cooler becomes a huddle space. So any place where you huddle around and ideate is now a huddle space.
Okay, so if I were to translate that, and I want you to correct me if I get it wrong, but one notion I might think of it is work is going to happen where work needs to happen. We want technology, well, we'll get to that point in a second, but the idea is it's going to happen where it happens. We need to be thinking about how we enable that work to happen no matter where it is so that you're not following the technology per se. Am I getting that right? And then I'll let you add on to this. What kind of things are we doing from a technology perspective to enable this?
So let's talk about the problems itself, right? Oh, so in a sense, we are now enabling a new medium of collaboration, video. The workforce is global. We're building for a global diaspora. And increasingly, the workforce is from across the globe. Now, the act of huddling is not only co-location, but it's across the globe. You're huddling with 3 people, and the 4th person is 12 time zones away. So video becomes a communication medium, and there's a whole bunch of problems with video. There's a bunch of hacked-together solutions out there, lots of wires, management interfaces, things like Zoom rooms, which require 4 management interfaces, 16 wires, and you have to stand on your head to make it work, right? So you need simple solutions. We all need simple solutions where the water cooler becomes digital, where the act of innovation and co-creation becomes just brain dead simple.
That's funny because I have to share this with you because I forgot to bring this up ahead of time, so forgive me. But I worked for a partner before Cisco, and we were a room integrator. And we worked with, Polycom was an upstart back then. I know we're not here to talk about them, but PictureTel. We made a ton of money as an integrator building these huge PictureTel rooms that required multiple engineers on site. There was a big goods company out of Ohio that I was the account manager for. But the whole idea was, and it's amazing how much video continues to get more accessible, but we're not necessarily making the meetings easier, and the idea of, well, what's the end reason that we're using that video and the other tools, because that's really where the focus needs to be, correct?
Yeah, the focus needs to be collaboration. The focus needs to be video as a mechanism by which, you know, whether you're co-located or whether you're a global workforce, you get the exact same experience. Now, what we're doing at Cisco is bringing a new lineup of products beyond what we've done in the meeting rooms, called as huddle spaces. So it starts with a share, beautiful little device, like a Chromecast, Google dongle, only better, it's meetings enabled. So a remote participant can share, you can just convert any TV into an intelligent meetings device. So sharing content becomes that simple. Now the second device we have is a RoomKit Mini, right here in the back. Okay. Beautiful little thing, packed with technology. The best line I can use is personal choice for the end users with centralized control for IT. It's powerful. Ability for you to scale it across the enterprise, whether you're using the RoomKit Mini, the Room series, or the large meeting room, you get the same manageability experience, no wires. And this beautiful thing has 120-degree field of view. So in a small, constricted space, you get everybody in the room. It's quite awesome in terms of technology. Voice enabled, you can just talk to it. Germaphones, you don't need to touch any of the stuff on the meeting room. Some of us are, right?
I believe you were telling me something, and especially with this, which looks like it's probably going to be another device I need to add to my travel bag, because I find myself in Cisco offices all around the world, and in customer offices, partners, and now all of a sudden I'm like, I have access to this incredible meeting space so much more easily. And you were saying now, because I was impressed when we were doing presence from a device, it activates the system, but you're talking about just your physical presence. You come into a room, you say nothing, and your voice interaction is now engaging the meeting and everything you need. For us germaphobes or whomever, I like it regardless. I'm not a germaphobe, but I like the idea of that. Am I getting that right?
Yes, absolutely. So voice enabling makes it easier. Oftentimes we run late into meetings. You just walk into a meeting, says join my meeting. And better yet, sometimes we walk into a meeting room, we forget that we have to join. Yeah. This device will prompt you, proactively tells you, hey, there's a bunch of people waiting, would you like to join your meeting? It recognizes you, AI, the power of AI, coming into the meeting, it recognizes you, it recognizes your meetings, and brings in-context information into play. Not only information, but action related to it. So the meeting room of today is becoming digital. So whether you're in a hallway, whether you're near a water cooler, whether even a closet space can be converted into an effective meeting room.
Yeah, well, we know this, of course, internally at Cisco, very much like our customers, we're in meetings all day long. I mean, that's really, unfortunately, it's how work gets done, and so it's incumbent upon us to be as effective as we can be. You guys have really done it. Is there anything else we need to understand about how Cisco is enabling these to happen? And where do we go for more information? Whatever's important there.
So go to webex.com. You'll find pretty much everything you need. Cisco.com/collab. You'll get all the information you need. Key message is end user choice, personal choice, is enabled on these devices with centralized control from IT. So centralized control, personal choice. That's what we enable at Cisco.
All right, well, thank you so much, Sri. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate you educating me. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us here in Collaboration. We'll talk to you shortly.
And we are back with you live in studio here, coming at you from Cisco Live 2019 in Barcelona. Thanks to Rob, great conversation with Sri Srinivasan, always a great future visionary for us, and I always love those talks with Sri. He always brings something new and interesting to the table. We're going to change gears just a little bit here. We're going to talk about Cisco Cloud Calling for the next few minutes, and specifically we're going to ask that question, is the Cisco Cloud Calling platform actually worth the investment in making that change to the infrastructure? You know what my answer is, but I'm not going to jump in on this. The way we're going to get to it is we're going to have a great conversation with one of our customers, this time from Haldis. This is Francesco Iallori. I have to
Iallori, right.
Iallori.
Yes.
I've got to get the roll and the R there.
It's a good one.
I'm so glad to have you with me. Francesco is Head of Innovation and Digital Strategy for Haldis. Thank you for taking the time to do this and be a part of it.
Steve.
And helping to tell your story. I always say that we can talk for days and days and days about what it is that we do. Until we talk to our customers, we don't know what we do. You know what we do better than anyone else. So let's start by telling everybody what's going on with Haldis right now, and in terms of how you utilize cloud calling, what sort of benefit it's been to you.
Yeah, Haldis is a short and long-term rental company, so we rent apartment just for fun and also for business. So people need to be relocated in some country like Paris or Rome or Florence, and we provide all the things that they need, not all apartment, also experience and way to go, where to go, and blah, blah, blah. But we have also a short rent business that is dedicated to the people that would like to spend a couple of days in Florence or going in a villas in Tuscany. So that's the business. Of course, we have a lot of relation with the customer, and the customer likes to be, let me say, cared by us. So we have a lot of caring. If you look also our customer testimonial, then we stay with us, they are very lucky, and they're very happy to stay with us. So we would like to maintain this connection with the customer using technology, because I came from technology, and I helped the company and now Haldis to use the technology in the right way to be in touch with the customer.
Great. I actually used the Haldis service when my family and I stayed in Lago di Como a couple of years ago, and I'm still in communication with Haldis, so congratulations.
We have also like Garda Lake also, next time.
Perfect. All right, so we'll take some more time. All right, fine. I'll get in touch with you. You and I will talk. Let's talk about voice calling in the phone system. Why is that level of communication so important to the business that you create and so important for your customer to be able to connect with you?
Yeah, in the past when I arrived in the company, we had a legacy system that has a system within a company that was impossible to make some unified communication to work with tweets or LinkedIn or some Google things connected to the phone system. So the first idea is to have a sort of queue to make the experience that the people stay at the phone, that waiting our sales representative to be better. So we need some system that has a queue ideas, but also supervisor ideas when we can enter, for instance, in a call when something is going wrong or to give some suggestions. Because people that call us are not looking only for apartment, but also, like I say, experience. So the idea is to move from a standard legacy system to an open system. That's why we choose BroCloud and Cisco.
That's perfect. So when you were making that decision between on-prem infrastructure or using cloud for the calling, that sounds like that was the real thing that brought you to it in the decision making. What about the migration from on-prem to cloud?
Yeah, we didn't finish yet the migration because we divided two systems at the moment. We have a system on-prem that we use to dialogue between departments also. And every connection, every relation with the customer is on the cloud. So we are moving everything on the cloud, but at the moment, only the customer relationship is on the cloud.
And how has it transformed your workforce as well?
Of course, because they need to be instructed about a new system. So they need to understand that when are speaking with someone at the phone, they can gather all the other information from other system. Because we receive a call from Steve, for instance, and Steve, I know that has been already in Como Lake, and probably he likes something, and we suggest while we speak something.
Perfect, absolutely. I wish we could continue talking for another 15, 20 minutes here. I'm sure there's so much more we could cover. Thank you for being a part of the Cisco community here. We are so grateful to have you on board and have this great partnership going, and congratulations to everything happening at Haldis. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Steve.
Francesco Iallora. All right, so what we're going to do now is go back out to the show floor. My buddy Aiganemi Sabayeva is out there, and right now she's going to have a good conversation in the CME booth over in the WAS. And I believe Aiganemi's got a live demo for us right now. Workplace transformation. We're going to talk WebEx for the next few minutes, my friends.
Thank you, Steve. I'm here at World of Solutions at the collaboration booth, and I'm together with Larissa Harton, the General Manager of WebEx Teams. Hi, Larissa. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Really excited to be here.
Thank you for being here. So we've been talking a lot about workplace transformation today. I've heard you have a great demo for us. Could you explain what we do here with WebEx Teams in terms of workplace transformation?
Sure. So today we're going to be looking at a demo at our new whiteboarding capability. Every day, people all over offices are using regular whiteboards in a physical location, using scrum boards, sticky notes, putting them on the whiteboard, and at the end of the day, it's all gone, erased for the next day, can't keep going on with their work, and at the same time, if you're not in the room, you're really not part of the team. You really can't participate. And so I wanted to show you guys how we've really changed that experience and what we're doing moving forward around co-creation in a distributed team.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. And you've got some fancy sticky notes. Are those sticky notes here?
Yeah. So what we have here is our whiteboard with our new sticky notes feature. And as you can see, I have stickies just like I would have had on a regular whiteboard. I can move them around, just like you would remove a sticky and put them on the other side. But these ones don't fall on the floor, so you don't have to worry about missing your work. And it's really, really easy to take the board with you no matter what. But I think the best part is the fact that actually while we've been talking, there's some new sticky notes that are starting to show up, and I'm not the one creating them.
Oh, so who is creating that?
So anyone on the team with a mobile app or sitting at their desktop can go and create these stickies, and they actually contribute it to the team board. So folks that are working from home, from the coffee shop, all can take part in our Scrum meeting and on this board. And when we're ready to continue tomorrow, we basically just pick up where we left off, and all is well. Completely different from the whiteboard situation, where if you're not in the office, you don't have the pen and the sticky, you're not part of really the participation. And so we really think we're going to change how you do co-creation and team collaboration in a much more distributed way.
Sounds great. Sounds like our customers can have a Scrum meeting online, right? I think it really revolutionizes the way we co-ideate. I think it sounds amazing.
Great, thank you.
And do you also actually had, how do we save this? Do I take a picture of this board? Because this is like quite often that's what we do in the, in our rooms.
Yeah, so with our boards, you don't actually have to save anything. They go and automatically save. And so right here, I'm able to go into my list of different boards, and I can actually pull this up from a mobile device, from an iPad, from a laptop. Anyone can really interact with the board, no matter where they are. So you don't even have to be on a big WebEx board. The WebEx boards are primarily useful because when we have a big group like this, everyone can interact, just like a previous whiteboard.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Sounds great. And how about storing this, right? So if it's like a continuous project, do we all just, keep those photos or something? Or how can we, make sure there is continuity to this topic?
Yeah, so since all of these whiteboards are saved to a space, it just automatically is continuous for you and everyone on the team. So you don't really have to worry about saving, pulling up pictures. There's no pictures required. Everything is live.
Amazing. Sounds like all the right data would be at the fingertips. Thank you. Thank you, Larissa. Really appreciate being here. Thanks a lot. And back to the studio, Steve.
All right, great. Welcome back into the studio. Another great conversation there. Thank you to Aigerim. Thank you to Larissa. The information just keeps flowing. You can see how much we are packing even into this one segment as we head toward the next innovation showcase, which we'll introduce in just a moment. But this is why we want you to stay connected here to the program so you can learn so much. And we are jumping around all over the show floor, and we're bringing it all directly to you wherever you happen to be tuning in. So again, thank you. Right now, we're going to completely go a different direction. We're going to continue the partner conversation. I've got Emiliano Sorrenti with me. Emiliano, thank you for coming into the studio. We so appreciate it. So Emilio is Chief Technology Officer at Aeroporto di Roma. So now what we're going to talk about is the future of airport efficiency. It really does rely on digital transformation. We're going to hear that firsthand from you, Emiliano. So here's what I want to know first. Everybody has been frustrated. They go to an airport and it's not the experience that they want to have. You guys, Aeroporto di Roma, just became the #1 ranked airport in all of Europe for best service experience, and that's because of your digital transformation. So #1, congratulations.
Thank you very much,
for all
Steve.
the amazing work that you did to get there. And #2, how does this happen? Is there an instigating incident that sets this off, or is this part of a long-term plan?
Actually, it's part of a long-term plan, obviously. Our business is about serving 50 million passengers every year. We have 1,000 flight movements per day, which is like a departure or a landing every 30 seconds. Okay. Having 100 airlines serving 200 destinations on a shared infrastructure that we operate. So this complexity doesn't really leave room for mistakes or improvisation. Mm-hmm. It is very important, the quality for us, because airlines are choosing the airports who are delivering the highest operational efficiency to airlines and the best services for the passengers. And unfortunately, I have to say that until 2015 or 16, our position in the official rankings has always been either the last one or the one before the last one. So we were jeopardizing our future.
You're saying that you went from the bottom of the list to the top of the list that rapidly?
Yes, absolutely, in 2 years.
That's the power of digital transformation. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so let me say that digital is clearly a fundamental pillar, but it's not enough talking about the technology. So we worked on the entire ecosystem. Actually, the main strategy was to work on quality. We really wanted to be quality obsessed. And we worked on 4 main pillars. So the infrastructures, we have rebuilt our most important infrastructure, like the baggage handling systems, for example, or a brand new pier. Then we worked on processor engineering. Then we have 40,000 people working in the airport, and we have involved most of them in this journey. And last but not least, the technology, which is really the core of this transformation. And technology acted as an enabler and as an accelerator to achieve such a transformation in a short time frame.
So I'm going to actually begin with the last thing that you mentioned, that 4th pillar of the technology, but I want to end our conversation when we get to it by talking about that 3rd pillar, the 40,000 people that you have, and how this all affects them. So let's talk about the nature of how the technology has helped, but specifically, why Cisco?
Oh, so Cisco is at the heart of our network infrastructures, and we put Cisco at the heart because it's a solid foundation in order to deliver performance and reliability to the entire ecosystem. And maybe the news here is that Cisco is not only at the heart of the network infrastructure, but we are also using Cisco around the people. So we have selected Cisco WebEx Teams as the tool to have the people behaving in the new way, with the quality, faster, more effectively from any location they are working in that precise moment.
And what does that mean for all those people working in Aeroporto di Roma?
It means that requires more focus, yep. But at the same time, when you are operating in a more efficient organization and you are proud of the results that you are achieving, you see every change as an opportunity, and this is exactly what happened in our organization.
This is raise all boats, a lot of strength. I'm sorry we have to cut it a little bit short. Our innovation showcase is starting soon, but Emiliano Sorrenti, thank you so much, and congratulations again
thank you very much.
For the great recognition. We're glad to be able to talk to you. We are headed into our next innovation showcase here at this point. What are we going to talk about? Workplace transformation. So, specifically, we've got this new way of working, how it helps you to really compete in our rapidly changing market. Sri Srinivasan, who was just in with Rob Boyd a few minutes ago in that conversation, he got away from Rob and he went directly over to that showcase, and they're rigging him up for sound even as we speak, and they'll kick off in just a moment. And Sri is going to be joined by Aruna Ravichandran, and the two of them are going to talk about agility. Agility is the new currency of business today. If you are not reactive to the marketplace, you do not have business to bring to the market. So to be more agile, communities are transforming both the way that teams and their customers work together. It's about the team, it's about the workplace. How does that work together to deliver? So we're going to talk about a number of key trends, AI, collaboration, huddle spaces. We're going to throw it over to that innovation showcase right now. We'll see you on the backside.